Lesson 17, we're looking at volume and density here. So the first question says, which has more mass? Now, don't get Mr. Felipe on me, but mass is technically not the same as weight, but in this lesson, for our purposes, that's basically what it is. Um, if you were to actually get into science and get into the true definition, mass is different from weight, but again, for right now, we're just saying they're the same. So which has more mass, 1,000 kilograms of feathers or 1,000 kilograms of steel? Now, what I really want you to focus on here is they both have the same weight. So this right now doesn't matter. So which has more mass, or again, for this purpose, which has more weight? Neither, they're the same. It is going to take more feathers than steel to get that weight, but that's not what they're asking. They're just kind of thinking in weight. So that's all you got to put there. Okay. The feathers in a pillow have a total mass of 59 grams. The pillow is in the shape of a rectangular prism, measuring 51 by 66 by 7 centimeters. Okay, so just think of like a prism, and it measures 51 by 66 by 7, and it is 59 grams in mass or weight. And then you have a steel anchor that's in the shape of a square pyramid. Something like that. Each side measures 20 centimeters, and then the height is 28. And the mass is 30 kilograms. So notice while my lengths are all given on both cases in centimeters, my mass, one is given in grams and one is given in kilograms. What is the density of feathers in kilograms per cubic meter? Okay, for us to do that, we have to know some things. First, we need to know some conversions, and a lot of us may know this already, which is fine. 1 kilogram is the same as 1,000 grams. Okay, like most of us know that. I'm going to think of cubic meters and cubic centimeters since we're eventually going to find volume. 1 cubic meter is the same as 1,000,000 cubic centimeters. So remember, that's cubic. And the last thing, which probably is most important, is that I find the density by taking mass and dividing it by volume. Okay, so what's the density of feathers in kilograms per cubic meter? If you look at the information that we have for the feathers, we have centimeters and grams. We do not have kilograms and meters. So before I do anything, I need to convert my information. So I have 59 grams. I want to go to kilograms. So I know that for every 1 kilogram is 1,000 grams. So how many kilograms am I going to have if I have 59 grams? I'm going to divide by 1,000 to get it to kilograms. And I get 0.059 kilograms. That is my mass. Okay. Now, I need my volume, but I need it in cubic meters, not cubic centimeters. All right, so let's go ahead and start calculating our volume. Volume is going to be 51 times 66 times 7, which is 23,562 cubic centimeters. But I don't want cubic centimeters, I want cubic meters. So I need to take that, and I'm going from small to big, just like I did before. So I'm going to divide that by the million. And so volumes in cubic meters is 0.02356 cubic meters. Okay, so notice I have my mass here. I have my volume. So let's calculate. Density is equal to mass divided by volume. When you put that in a calculator, you get about, because it's rounded, 2.5 kilograms per cubic meter. Okay, so there was kind of a lot that went into that, but mainly just because we needed to convert some stuff. The density problem itself is straightforward once you get there. Okay, let's look at the steel one. What's the density of steel in kilograms? Which that's nice. They gave us kilograms on that one per cubic meter. So the only thing I'm going to have to convert here is the volume. So let's go ahead and find the volume of the pyramid. Remember, volume of a pyramid is 1/3 area of the base. The base is a square, so that's going to be 20 squared. And then the height, 28. So I have a volume of 3,733.3 repeating, and that's cubic centimeters. But I need this in cubic meters, so go ahead and divide by that 1 million. And the volume is 0.0037. And then you have a bunch of threes repeating it. You can write as much as you want. You need to at least have 3 threes on there. All right, so there's my volume. And then my mass is 30. So density is equal to mass over volume. And we get about 8035.7 kilograms per cubic meter. Okay. So again, hard part really was just converting everything. What's the volume of 1,000 kg of feathers in cubic meters? Okay, so we're kind of rearranging this formula. So remember, I told you density is equal to mass over volume. But now I want the volume by itself. So let's multiply by the volume, multiply by the volume. And I get density times volume equals mass. Maybe something for a different day to look at, but let's get volume by itself, divide by D, divide by D. I get volume is equal to mass over density. So what's the volume of 1,000 kilograms of feathers in cubic meters? Notice this is your mass. Your density of feathers, we just calculated, it's 2.5. So this is just going to be 1,000 over 2.5. That's it. And when you put that into a calculator, you get 400 cubic meters. Same thing here. Volume equals mass is given to me. Density we just calculated for the steel, 8,035.7. Divide that out, you get 0.124 cubic meters.